No idea what's going on today, Terry. Computer didn't want to work. Nothing wants to work. It's like we're going to have to get straight to race number one with our picks, Mr. Terry, because they're about to get running.
Okay.
Race one being 1 mile, claiming 10,000. So I'm not quite sure why computer didn't want to start up today. Picks aren't in there yet, Terry, but let's go ahead and fire away. What do you got for race number one?
Okay, I like number 5. And she finished third versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage speed figure at today's distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 3, Grace Given. Won her last race at Ellis Park. She has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Then I like number 4, Ela Francis. She ran second versus similar in last race. And then I like the 6, Beautiful Mandate is my long shot.
All right. I like the 3, Grace Given. All the race internals were better last time. Catches a weight break. Ella Francis, the 4, first off the sidelines with a solid first up record. Decent works. Beautiful Mandate. First try at Ellis. Decent workouts prepping. And number 1, Tomorrow's Way, dropping in class. All of the race internals were better across the board last time out. Right now they are already running. The 4 horse is your winner right now. Anyway, running away from the pack to come around the turn there. And then the 6 horse is trying to make its way into the mix there, along with the 3. Sorry for the late start there, folks. I don't know. My computer just didn't want to work. It looks like it's going to go 4, then 3, then 6, and then I don't know what's coming in at the end. I think the 1 horse is going to be there. So I actually would have had the trifecta there, Mr. Terry, but I don't know. It still should count, but it's going to go 4, 3, 6, and I don't know what's that. Maybe the 2 horses next in there, Miss Busy Bee or something along those lines. All right. So now we get a chance to get ourselves back on track there, folks. I really apologize about that. My computer just didn't want to work this morning. I don't know what was going on. It was buggy. I had to get it to try to restart, and it just didn't want to do it. Spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, and finally got going. And even now I can see I'm a little quirky on the screen, so I don't know what the hell's going on, folks. All right, Terry, let's move on to race number 2 and see what we have, get ourselves on track and what's cooking here.
Okay, well, it's a 1 mile race, maiden claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, purse $25,000. It's for maidens, fillies, and mares 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and the profile of a winner at Ellis Park for a mile. We're looking for horses that have tactical speed. 22% of the time they go wire to wire. That number just went up in the first race there. There is a little bit of a rail bonus. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7 play fair. 8 and out are also discounted, Mr. Terry. We do 10,000 simulations here. We want to see which horses have the best chance to get to the lead. You see here, Streets of Paris in that regard. Might just repeat what the 4 just did. Based upon our projected pace, which horses are going to be in their comfort zone, C zone. We want to score 50% or more. Means half of the time, our projected pace, the horse would match its best performances. Par plus, how many percent out of 10,000 simulations the horse ran a speed figure of par or better for this level? So 1,850 times. Street of Paris ran a speed figure in our simulations of at least 74. And then finally, we want some post-time odds to be a little bit higher than our simulated odds, Terry. As I mentioned, it does look like the 6 horse is the one that's going to blaze out to the front in race number 2.
Yep, that's true. It's got all the speed in the world, as you can see, and nobody else shows any speed at all. The 5 has an overlay from just over about 6 to 5 to 7 to 2. The 7 has an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 5 to 2. And then, or 7 to 2, I mean. And then the 6 and 7 have the par plus numbers. All of them show some C zones.
All right. So along with our the simulations, we also do pace handicapping. Wish we would have been through that in the first race there, but anyhow, in race number 2, let's rewind back to race 2. You see here that the 3 horse, this one might be the one that could be a loney if it gets to the front. The P wants to co-pilot. There aren't any versatile horses, at least so far in their careers in here. The 5 and 7 want to close. So far, the 4 and 6 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Looking at the early pace, it does look like Streets of Paris is a little bit more than a length faster than everybody else. Each 5 points equates to roughly 1 length. At the end of the race, the late speed, American Splendor and Remembering Maud, they're a length quicker than the 7 or the 6. And finally, our top total pace horse, and here is Streets of Paris. The speedster, probably going to finish within 5 lengths of the leader today. Terry, what do you think?
Yeah, I like in this second race the number 7, Grand Prairie Gal. She ran second versus similar to last race as a favorite, but has a trainer who wins 21% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Streets of Paris, the 6th, my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the races when he drops a horse off a claim and can improve at the longer distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like the 3, Macarena. She's dropped in class today, has a trainer who wins 33% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. My long shot is the 2, she finished third versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning jockey. And we get $100 budget each day, and we're going to bet $2 to win our first choice, a $1 exacta box on our first 2 choices, 50-cent trifecta box on our first 3 choices, and then a 10-cent superfecta box on our first 4 choices. And that comes to $8.40 per race. I think there's 9 races today, so it leaves us some money left over to bet later. And then in addition to that, we do Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4s, and my first one starts here in the second race. I'm going to play the 2, 3, 6, 7 with the 1, 5, 11, with the 1, 7, with the 1, 4, 5, 6. It's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start off with the 7 Grand Prairie Girl as well in the second race here. This one is upped its speed figure in 3 consecutive races, according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper. That's an angle that wins at 15% or more. And I promise you, folks, I'm very close. Just a few more pieces to tie up, and I will have out data sheets for every single track, every single race that's going to have all of our data, all of the alpha angles, and a heck of a lot more. So that should be hitting the market. I'm hoping soon, man. It's been something we've been working on forever. Finally had a breakthrough last week, and that breakthrough has cleared up the log jam. Number 6 can clear up the log jam too if it gets to the lead. It is a class dropper. Barely profitable, though, however, she wins off the claim, which is something that's very concerning for me. It looks to me like they just want to get rid of this horse. They bought it. If they go ahead and they claimed it last race, if it gets claimed in this race after dropping the class, it's going to make like a $1,000 profit. If the horse finishes anything other than first, they're going to lose money. That kind of tells me the trainer intent is to get rid of the horse. American Splendor is our big simulation favorite. They're the 5 horse. This one's getting better race after race after race after race. And maybe today might be sitting on its career best. And then finally, the 3 horse. Oh, Macarena. Terry's got those moves. There's no question about that. Does anybody question Terry is the ace of the Macarena? This one's dropping in class. And if it can run back to the March 9th race, could very easily be your winner. I'm going to do a pick 4 as well. 3, 5, 6, 7 with the 4, 5, 8 with the 4, 7 with the 1, 6, 10, 12. Whole lot of disagreement between Terry and I. Those middle races are all a bunch of first-time starters, and God only knows what you're going to get. But I do know you'll get some free picks today, as you do every day at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today is Louisiana Downs. You'll see the picks down here. It is your free track today. Only 5 scratches, so head on over there if you're going to play a little Louisiana Downs. And I forget who it was, but they told us there ain't no speed like Louisiana speed. So if you want to see some fast horses, head on over there. At the end of the show, Terry will post all of our notes, a replay of the video at horseracingtoday.net. There is a link in the description as well. And while you're there, kindly click on this gear right here, HRT gear. And then when you're there, you can get yourself all hooked up like Terry today. I actually have a Horse Racing Today shirt on underneath here, but I was a little bit cold today. So get yourself a See You in the Winter Circle shirt. You can, of course, you can personalize it. The orange doesn't look too bad at all, Terry. What do you think?
No, I like it. I like that orange, yeah.
Yeah, you might find yourself looking like a construction worker there. So that's is a big plus as well. All right, now that we're back on track, Terry. Oh, I got to finish my picks. So I did my picks already, right?
Yeah, you did.
All right, so now we can go on to race number 3 as we have finally gotten this train from being derailed back onto the tracks. And hopefully we can have a week like you did last week at Ellis, where you had about that, I don't know, $6,000 to $7,000 in winnings. Although our start today is questionable. Far away.
All right, third race is a 5.5 furlongs on the turf, and it's a maiden race, $71,000 purse. It's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
And our profile of a 5.5 furlong grass winner at Ellis Park shows that tactical speed does well. 1 out of the 15 races so far did go wire to wire. Big time rail penalty for High Ayaka. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 is the best place to be. 8 and out, they get kind of popped too, Mr. Terry. So you want some middle speed perhaps to have an edge in race number 3. And is there any of that?
Well, as you can see there's a lot of speed in here, and it's one of those who knows races. The 11 shows the most speed, followed up by the 7 and then the 6. And then the 5 has an overlay from about 5 to 2 to 7 to 2, and that's about the only overlay I see there. And then the 5 and the 8 show par plus numbers. 5, 7, 10, 11, and 6 show the C-zone numbers that are pretty nice.
Yeah, you got 3 of them in here that are at least 50%. So that's really the score that we want to see. In our third race, a whole lot of horses to consider. 2, 5, and 7, they want to be on the lead. The 11, that one wants to be a pressure horse. And sometimes when you see these horses like the 11 and what I call Sesame Street horses, they're unlike any of the others. You have to pay special attention to them because they can get perfect trips. 1, 8, 9, and 10, they want to close. The 6 horse, Kimberlina, has not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. And 3, 4, and 12, well, today's their first try at it. Early on, it does look like the 6 horse did not close tight, Kimberlina, along with Where's the Wine. But you can see all the way down to here, only about a 6-point spread between about 6 horses. A stumble, a missed start, a bump, a whole lot of reasons can put you in the front of the pack or damn near the back of the pack, especially with these 3 first-time starters. No idea what they're going to bring to the table. At the end of the race, Mayaka, the closer, does look like the strongest closer again, though. You got a quartet that are all within the same ballpark, so positioning from these early on would probably be the difference maker. Our top total pace horse, not including the top 3 horses, which are first-time starters, typically you find the winner in this group, Terry, the 11, the 5, the 8, and the 1. But these 3 first-time starters could add a little bit of drama to this race. How did you score it?
Yeah, I started off with the 11 as my top pick. Where's the Wine finished third versus similar on the dirt in her last.
That's Terry's nightly at like 5 o'clock proclamation.
Yeah, Where's the Wine? Yeah, actually, is where's the JD? But anyway, she has high percentage winning trainer who wins 35% of the races in the second grass race that a horse runs in for her, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 5, Don't Say It, is the second choice, finished third versus similar on the dirt in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 33% of the races when using Lasix for the first time, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the 1, Hayakaka.
What? This is not an X-rated show, Terry. Come on, get it together, my friend.
Whatever. It's whatever. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 4, Go Purple, is my long shot. First time starter, has a high percentage winning trainer, and she has a bullet workout on July 29th. No additional bets in here for me.
Well, Terry, I hope that your pick 4, at least from Michael Hall and yourself, is better than your pronunciation of Hayaka.
Hayaka, yeah.
Yes, because Michael's going to ride on that one today, Terry. No pressure. So you better hit another $5,000 one for Michael today. I'm going to start with the 5 horse as my top selection here. Don't Say It. Has some speed. It's getting first-time Lasix, which is the first time as a 3-year-old as running the top last race speed figure. So look out. This one I think could be sharp and ready to roll. My Yako. This one, the 8 horse, is getting better from race to race to race to race, Terry. Gonna close. Needs a better start, however, I think, to find the winner's circle. Go Purple, Terry, the one that you had in the end there. I have in the 3rd spot. Some really good workouts prepping for today. My only question is the turf breeding. If that's there, that one's a danger as well. The 1 horse, the one that's hard to pronounce, can put you in an X-rated spot. Did run her best race in her debut, and then kind of declined a little bit from there, headed to the sideline. So maybe one of those horses that runs its best after a little R&R. I'm going to do a trifecta here with the 4, 5, 8, with the 1, 4, 5, 8, 11, with the 4, 5, and 8. That's 9 of my $24 at stake there. Let's see. Ellis Park. Let's see what we got here. Race 7, number 7. We'll get to race number 7. Are they any good horse racing? 24-24. You can go ahead and take a look at that as well. Scary Creations. Now you pick your tracks to do. Suggesting I and many other players play horse tourneys. I always play a $12 pick and pray. Whatever his track is worth the most for that day. That's probably a really good suggestion. So the primary way, to be honest with you, Scary, how we do things is that it's a lot of it's really Google related, because there's a couple different things that we have in play here. Obviously, we want to grow our channel as much as possible, and that's why we ask everybody to subscribe. You see all of our social sites down there below. That's why we ask you to share our content. So on YouTube, there's a share button. If you can copy that link, put it into your social sites, tell your friends about it. Follow us on YouTube, thumbs up, likes, comments, all that kind of stuff helps us with the algorithms. But if you Google Parks Racing, you'll see we're near the top. And then what we then do from there is wherever we have the highest search rankings, so that way we get the most people watching us. I do agree with what you're doing. That would be very helpful. If we had tens of thousands of people following us, we could do just about anything. We would probably do everything, to be honest with you, if we had that sort of following. Today is Indiana. We'd love for you all to align yourselves to short tourney so the tournament players have a go-to. Just a suggestion. All right. So next week, maybe we'll give that a go, Terry, and see how that works. What do you say?
Okay, fine with me.
Obviously, Saratoga on Wednesdays and Thursdays, Scary, is going to be the number one spot. So we don't have a problem with that at all. All right, Terry. I don't know how to. Parks will have to be one day, though, because that's where we get by far the most traction.
Yeah.
Race 6, 2-year-old special maiden. Too tough. Need help. Well, we're going to have plenty of help for race number 6. Hopefully, we have some help for you in race number 4 as well. Terry, tell us about the conditions in race el número 4.
All right. It's a mile race, and it's a claiming race, $30,000 claiming price. Purse $32,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
And at a mile, we saw in the opener where we got off to a really late start. Terry and I still managed somehow to win. So maybe we ought to do that more often. Just start after the races already are going, like those folks who bet at Charlestown, where you see the odds go from 2-1 to 1-9 at the half-mile marker. Just kidding, of course, Charlestown. They don't go to 1-9. They go to 1-20. At a mile on the main track, Tactical Speed does well. A little more than 22% go wire to wire after that opener. There's a rail time. There is a rail bonus. For Game Time Gladiator, I was about to put those two things together. 2 and 3, a bit of a discount. 4 and 7 play fair. 8 and out, get a little bit crunched as well, Terry. So it looks like you want some speed on the rail or in the middle in race number 4. And this is one of those races where everybody except Interlock Empire with some chance to be the pace setter.
That's right. It's anybody's guess, but the 5 shows the most speed, followed up by the 7 and then the 6. The 3 has an overlay from 5-2 to 7-2, and the 4 has an overlay from about 7-5 to 9-2. 4, 3, 6, and 7 show par plus numbers, and all of them have a good season, a pretty good C-zone number.
Yeah, most of them around 50% or better. Our pace shape for the 4th race. Nobody wants to be a pace setter. You have a trio of co-pilots, 4 of them that want to be towards the back and close. That should favor horses with early speed, and according to the pace, Forge and Fire, along with God of Wine, those 2 should be the tone setters early on. At the end of the race, it does look like Caw Cab. I don't know what that is. God of Wine will be coming the fastest, along with Game Time Gladiator at the end. Our top total pace does look like it's a 2-horse race between the 7 and the 4. Terry, you made it a 1-horse race with your bet of the day.
That's right. The 7, God of Wine, is my bet of the day. Has finished in the money in 5 out of the last 7 races, won 1 of the starts, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then I like the 1 Game Time Gladiator. He's been knocking at the door, finishing the money in his last 3 races and increasing his speed rating in the last 4 starts. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and the rail post is winning a 19% clip. Dr. Kringo, the 3 is my 3rd choice. He drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 6 as my long shot. He has finished in the money in the last 4 races. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm going to bet $10 to win and $14 to place on number 7.
I will also start with God of Wine. Seems like a show dedicated to Terry today. A little bit of wine talk, but he's really more of a JD guy. Speaking of, well, I don't know, it was more like tequila. On Saturday night, I don't know if everybody's around our age or what that's watching or somewhere in the mix or at any age really. Went to go see Sammy Hagar with Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, Jason Bonham, John Bonham and Bet Dead. Performed some Van Halen music and some Sammy Hagar and some, I forget the other name, Chicken something or another for Sammy Hagar. I think there was a Montrose song in there as well. If you like that music, folks, I can't highly recommend that concert even more than I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Music was great. I can't believe Sammy Hagar's 77 years old, Terry, the way that man sings and jumps around the stage. Michael Anthony's 70 years old. None of them look or act it, folks. If you like that music, take my word for it. Go see the show. You'll be happy about it. God of Wine also, hopefully, will be as good as that. Faster Fractions last time out, just missing at this level. Maybe enough to get to the winner's circle today. Cab is running at the lowest level of its career. And this one potentially could have the most upside, making its second start after more than a year off. So maybe in that last race, it shook off some of the rust, and today leaves them all in the dust. Mr. Kringle, the 3-horse. That one is a class dropper and did hold its speed much deeper into the race last time, usually an indication of a horse coming into form. And then finally, Game Time Gladiator. Good rail, in fact, a very strong rail. Good chance to be better in the classic third start after a layoff. No best bets for me in here, Mr. Terry. Let's see. We have plenty of minutes before, so we could probably do race 5 and 6. I don't know. Everything is all mixed up. Are we in race? Did we do race number 4? Did we do race 3, Terry?
Yeah, we did. And we're going to race 5 now.
All right. Because I have some stuff really screwed up in here. So let's go to race number 5. In our haste today, nothing is in order. So hopefully our picks are in order. What's happening here?
Well, this is a 7 furlong maintenance optional claiming race. It's a purse $44,000. If you want to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed, it's a $50,000 claiming price. It's for auctions, maidens, 2-year-olds.
So you see 50 grand in here. You can buy heads if you like. That's where you'll see if they're in for a claim. Reb, not in for a claim. It's kind of interesting to read between the lines and who is in and who isn't in for a claim. In race number 5, Terry, a lot of first-time starters, a lot of horses with very limited experience. So the simulations really don't make much sense. You'll see that here in race number 5. A whole bunch of them giving it a go for the first time. The 2, 3, 4, 9 in the times they did run didn't do very well. The only one that showed any interest was Hedge. You can see here of the first-time starters who has the early speed, who has the late speed, and which two have the top total pace. This one's wide open, Terry. So how do we both end up with the same first two?
Well, I like that 6, Abby Feedy, first-time starter whose dam has 2 winners from 5 starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout on July 26th. And I like the 1, Hedge, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. The 4, Gallo de Fuego.
Fuego, baby, Fuego.
Fuego, yes.
It's Gallo de Fire. I don't know what a gallo is. Is that a gallo? Is that like a chicken? I think a chicken of fire. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the older I get, the harder it is to pronounce things. Anyway, he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and this combination the last 14 days has won 2 races out of 4 starts, and they added blinkers today. 5, Dixie Devil is my long shot first-time starter whose dam has 6 winners from 7 starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me here.
So the answer to your question is no. Race Masters Horse Racing 2024. On the PGA Tour, they cannot wear shorts. However, on the Live Tour, they can wear shorts. So that's the answer to that question right there. Pants all over the knees was known for you. Well, those were those knickers, and then he wore his socks up into his knees. That's how that was kind of an ode to the old time golfers that used to dress that way. And they all had on those, what are those hats called? I forget what they're called right now. The ones that come down to like a point right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget what they're called. I know what they're called, but I'm just old and can't remember. I don't know how he started with the same 2 horses, but the 6 horse in here, Terry, Abby Feedy, I guess, the July 5th and the July 12th workout show plenty of talent and potential for that one. The one horse Hedge just needs to improve enough in its second race, provided none of the other first timers are all that good. I'm going to go with Noble Soul. Terry is my next pick in here. Not a fan of the post, but the workouts, the trainer, the breeding are almost there. And that one gets 2.7 points on my 3-point scale. Again, maximum 1 point if the trainer hits at a good number, maximum 1 point for breeding, and maximum 1 point for workouts. And the standard for the workouts is, you see right here, the two horses, a good one in here, because what I'm looking for is 12 times the furlongs. So 12 times 4 is 48. So anything that's close to 48, I might give it a 0.1 or 0.2. Anything above 48.2, I start to discount a little bit. So the same thing would go for 5. 5 times 12 equals 60. So anything about a minute or under, that's the calculation for the workouts. Then the final pick for me here is, should probably put that Baytown Governor in there. That was, I think, my next pick in there, one of them anyway. But I got the 12-horse Kerner, another one with solid works, decent breeding, and catches a weight break. And I actually wrote in my notes that anything goes here, Terry. So quite frankly, if we had the budget in our pick fours, I'd probably have all of this one.
Okay.
Right? Beret. You like the Beret horse. Which one is Beret?
No, that's a hat. He thinks that's what he thinks.
Oh, yes, a Beret. Yes. That's what they're called. Thank you. As a rule, never play golf for money against a person that has short pants or a short temper, right? Rust his ass and didn't play a bet. Well, one of the things I've learned and from playing golf is that when you play for money, you better be playing for like small stakes, because I've literally seen groups in front of me. And in the old days when I would play for money, people really, you're surprised over a few bucks and a competitive, wanting to be better. Oof, the arguments that can start over a golf game. We have 3 minutes, Terry. So fortunately in race number 6, we don't have to do any of our simulations and stuff. So we'll just go through the conditions and make our picks.
All right. So this a 1 16th mile turf, maiden $71,000 purse, and it's for maidens 2-year-olds.
All right. So at a mile and a 16th so far in the limited number of races there, the 6 of them. Stalkers have done good. One of the 6 went wire to wire. Big rail bonus for Homer's Odyssey, at least so far in the half dozen races. 2 through 7 are discounted. 8 and out gets a bonus as well. A lot of horses in here, Terry, making their second start or their first start. So that's why we don't have any data. You can see here in race number 6, a lot of them in the first start, 4 of them that weren't close. That really only means the 12 or the 5. The one horse did show some speed along with the 12. At the end, we did see some speed at the Giacoso from the end of the race, along with Courageous Clay. Courageous Clay and Giacoso scoring well above everybody else from the experienced horses. All right, Terry, who do you got?
I like the 12 Courageous Clay. Finished third versus similar in his owning start. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a good workout on July 25th. Then I like the 9 as my second choice. He's a first-time starter whose breeding suggests he will like the grass. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the races in the maiden special weight races. He has he has an entry in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on the 29th of July. And then I like Giacoso, the 5, is my third choice, ran second versus similar in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 19% of the races in the second race route. He has a horse in, and his best turf speed is fast among today's starters. The 1 Homer's Odyssey, my long shot, switches to high percentage winning jockey and a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play the second pick 4, 1, 4, 5, 9, 12 with the 1, 6, 8, 10, 11 with the 6, 7, 8, 9 with the 4, a $50 play.
All right, so real quick for me, because they're lining up, I'm going to go with American Vision. This horse gets 3 of 3 stars for me. The first-timer trainer, big-time trainer, Brad Cox. Courageous Clay, the 12 horse just needs to improve in his second start. That would be enough. Here's the thing. These 3 horses all raced against each other in the last race. 5 actually beat the 12 and the 1. But I feel like both the 1 and the 12 have more room to improve, especially since the 1 gets that rail bonus. Giacoso, though, it could turn around and beat these 2 once again. That's why I put all three of them along with the 4-horse, the first-time starter, in my pick 4. 1, 6, 8, 10 over to 6, 7, 10 over to 1, 4. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about singling that 4 in the back end too, but I don't know. Tough race back out there too. Race number 2 about to get started. We're going to start our pick 4s here, the early pick 4s, Terry. Right now, looking at the board, the 7-horse is your 1-2 favorite, Grand Prairie Girl. So both of us, Terry, hoping that one doesn't finish first, at least for a potential payout on our pick 4s. Michael probably doesn't want one to finish first either.
Nope.
Because no $6,000 pick 4s on with a 1-5 winning. 7 did catch a slow break though, so could be in a tough spot as it's going to be way wide, way back. The 3-horse is the one that has galloped out to the front. Oh, Macarena. Terry happy about that. He's dancing. I got that one in there as well. I don't know what I'm doing to myself right here, right now. You have the 3, the 5, and the 6 competing for the lead. The 7-horse, he's found its way into the 4th position as he's passed the 4 and the 2. They're going down the back stretch after an opening quarter of 23 and 44. So maybe they've gone a little bit quick for the front end there for a mile, and that should open the door maybe for the 7 to catch up. Well, the gap hasn't really changed very much. The 6-horse is the one that's going to go wide here, maybe, and try to take that. 7-horse is slowly and steadily gaining ground. I don't know if it has enough momentum, although the 3 horses up front are really starting to slow down. The 6-horse has booked its nose into the front, so that one looks like it's, yeah, but the 7-horse is just charging like crazy. I think he's going to run by everybody at 1-9 or whatever that horse is. Well, he went to 4-5. Although the 3-horse on the rails trying to stay involved. 7's going to have to go 3 wide. It does look like he's flattening out right now. So maybe the 6-horse can hold on a little bit of a price, Terry. We'll see. The 6-horse is kind of wobbling around the track. 7-horse, the 3-horse on the rail, maybe can squeeze up in there and get the W. Tough to tell. We're both kind of hoping he can hang on there, Terry. I don't think he's going to, though. The 7-horse, with the bad start, clearly the best horse in this race, running wide. 7, 3, 6, 2, I think. 7, 3, 6, and 2. So we're both alive. Unfortunately, the big favorite is your winner. Terry managing to get the pick for the superfecta in his picks there at the last minute. So, or last seconds. There we go, folks. Not the happiest start of a pick 4, but nonetheless a winning start to the pick 4.
That's true.
So what are we on? Race number 6 now, Terry? We just did 6, right?
Yeah.
So race 7, another one of those races, Terry, where we got a bunch of horses making their first start. So anything goes. What are the conditions in this one?
Well, it's a 5.5 furlong race. It's another maiden race. It's a purse of $71,000, and it's for maidens 2-year-olds.
And at 5.5 furlongs on the main track, stalkers do pretty well, as do early speed types. In fact, 6 races, 3 of them finding their way to the winner's circle on the lead all the way around the track. There is a rail bonus. 2 and 3 play fairish. 4 through 7 get hit. And then 8 and out really is the best place to be. Again, no simulations you see here in race number 7. Most of the horses, except for the 1 horse, making their first starts. So it just comes back down to old-fashioned handicapping, Terry, and somehow, again, we ended up at the same 4 horses.
Yeah, I like the 8 Zandvoort. First-time starter whose sire wins 16% of the races with first-time starters. Dam has 2 winners from 3 starters, and one of them was a stakes winner. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and his breeding suits today's distance. And then number 10, Big Much. He's a first-time starter as well. Sire wins 16% of the time with first-time starters. His dam has 1 winner from 1 starter. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a good workout on July 25th. Then I like number 1, Tuxedo Park. He drops in class today and has a good 4 furlong workout on July 26th. The 6, Correlation, is a first-time starter whose sire wins 33% of the time with first-time starters. His dam has 4 winners from 5 starters and 1 stakes winner, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. He's my long shot. I have no money left, so I can't bet anything but our normal bets.
To me, the 10 and the 8, they both were similar in terms of my ranking system. So they're both three of three first-time starters. I went with the 10 because it's higher odds, at least morning line odds, than the 8 horse, but they really are a push. The 6 horse Correlation is my third choice in here. The July 5th, July 12th, the June 30th workouts are all very strong, indicating this horse has plenty of talent. And then the 1 horse, if it can run back to its debut, that would be more than good enough. Did go from his debut to a $250,000 non-graded stakes level in race number 2. So maybe that was just a bit too much too early for Tuxedo Park. I'm going to do a $1 exacta box with my last $6, the 6, 8, and 10. Would have liked to maybe throw the 1 in there somehow for $6, but just keep that in mind when you're making your bets. If you're joining us for the first time on Twitter today, kindly follow us if you haven't done so already. You can see all of our social sites scrolling down there below. I'm over at HRT Rich on Twitter as well, or X, whatever it's called now. Kindly follow me over there as well. 2 races to go, Mr. Terry. That means the late daily double is the first leg here, and plenty to discuss in the conditions for this one.
Yeah, it's a mile race on the turf. It's an allowance race, $73,000 purse for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races.
Yes, and at a mile on the grass in that part of Kentucky anyway. Stalkers do good, though. 24%, a little less than 1 out of 4 going wire to wire. A little bit of a rail bonus for Norris Kit. No Biscuit, 2 through 7, they underperform. 8 and out, pretty similar to the rail. So it looks like a barbell race, Terry. On the rail or be outside, some speed is useful. Where is it?
Well, it appears to me that the speed is the 3 and the 10. You can see that they have the most speed, followed up by the 9. So this could be a head-to-head to the quarter pole between the 3, 10, and 9. The 3, 9, and 10 also have par plus number. I mean overlays. 3 goes from 5-2 to 10-1. The 9 goes from 2-1 to 6-1. The 10 goes from 4-1 to 6-1. The 3 and the 9 show the only par plus numbers, and all but the 7 have C-zone numbers.
Mm-hmm. Why? This is supposed to be the 9 back here. I don't know why that's the 3, folks. Hold on a second. I don't know, because I have that in my books. But now it's corrected. Let me go back to, and you'll see that in my notes. The 3 was my first alternate. I just skipped one right there. All right, our race shape for the 8th race. We get back to this after 3 races of too many first-time starters. Trio that want to go to the front. Everybody else wants to pressure or close. This 1 horse is a lone PC type, so it's the most versatile horse in the race. It can get a great trip. Maybe keep an eye out for that one at a good price. At the beginning, if you like speed, Claret Beret. It's a little bit faster than Candy Bar or Army Girl, but plenty of them all within 11 points, 2 lengths, a bump, a false start. The jockey's assistant there in the gates doesn't let go of the reins quick enough, which happened to me twice last week at Ellis Park. Anyone can really get to the lead in there. Our late speed belongs to Divine. The 6 horses 1 length quicker than everybody else. That one can get forward. It could go wire to wire. It could be a danger. Looking at the late speed, total speed picture there, Terry. The 6 horse, Divine, Claret Beret, a little bit better than Candy Bar. And quietly, maybe I should put that 3 back in there. I don't know. And everybody else is tied here. But if you look at this group right here, a whole bunch of horses within 8 points. It's about a length and a quarter. Any mishap in the race can be the difference between being first and maybe being 10th. Terry, who do you have first?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something first. In that last race at Ellis Park, the 7 won, as we said, but it went off at almost 7-2. It paid $8.74. If you watched it right when they came into the stretch, that 6 dropped to 4-5, and this horse went up. So anyway, good. Yeah. Okay, so what I like in this race is the 8 Ms. Quality Control. She's finishing the money in her last 6 races, winning one of those starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 6 Divine has finished in the money in 3 out of 4 career races, winning one of the starts, and has a high percentage winning trainer. Agra. Anyway, the 7 drops in class, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 9 Quietly is my long shot. She has one win out of 2 starts on the turf at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me other than our normal bets.
I would say, unfortunately, though, it might have paid well in that particular race, but my fear is with that horse being like 3 to 5 during the course of the a lot of people put it in their pick 4.
Yeah.
They may not have otherwise wanted to put it in there, but they went ahead and threw it in there.
I'm
going to start off with something that so our top picks are different and everything else is the same. I'm going to go with Claret Beret, whatever that means. Claret Beret. Upped its speed figure in the last 3 races. Again, that's a 15% winner, according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper. Be on the lookout for all alpha angles, as I call them, when our data sheet's coming out. And hopefully that'll be really, really soon. Number 7, Agra. That one is my second choice. Another that's got that 3 speed figure increase in a row. Probably been facing the toughest crowd of all of these, race after race. The number 6, Divine. That is our top total pace horse in there, Terry. Won hugely last out. The all-weather record says the first run on grass should be to its liking. And then quietly, I think that one could have a bounce-back race after coming in its 3rd career start after winning the last one despite dipping in the 2nd career start. So the first race was better than the 2nd race. A lot of times you see horses debut, they pop a good number. Second race, they back off a little bit. And then that 3rd race, they spike. I'm probably going to regret changing it to the 9. I should have left it at the 3. That was a divine mistake, probably. Jared Bush. Hey, Jared, how you been, man? It's been a long – Ellis is running already, so race number 3 is about to get cooking in a little bit. Race number 7 minutes to race 3, Jared. Yes. The East Coast time. Jared is on Charlestown time. Good to see you again, Jared. Hope things are all going well for you and the missus. In race number 9, the final race today at Ellis Park. Tomorrow, Terry and I will be doing Horseshoe Indianapolis. So I hope, Scary Creations, that is the top track for the horse tourneys tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to do Saratoga. A little bit of – we'll be off Thursday and Friday. Thursday, some issues come up for the both of us, so we won't be able to do Thursday. Friday, I'll be traveling, and then I'll be back on hopefully Sunday. Right now, Monday is up in the air. I'm going to lean towards 70% on Monday, so there won't be a Thursday or a 4 and Friday, but we will be back to our regular programming next week, and hopefully with some of that time away, I'll have some opportunity to get to getting these data sheets for all races, all tracks available. Terry, the final race today at Ellis Park. What's going on there?
Well, it's a sprint, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. It's an allowance race, $73,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden, claiming, or starter, which have never won 2 races.
I'm thinking about doing a show on Wednesday night, folks, and let me know what you think. Where we do we'll have a live show Wednesday nights. Probably starting around 6 o'clock or so Eastern, maybe a little bit later so the folks on the West Coast can catch up. And then so we'll have whatever live horse racing is going on. We'll be making live bets at the nighttime. But we'll talk about all the sporting events for the weekend. So the Thursday night football game, the Saturday college football games, the Thursday night college football games, the golf tournaments, everything, player props. So we'll be looking to make our best picks for the entire weekend as live horse racing goes on. What do you guys think about that? We'll put everything into some algorithms. We'll do some good old-fashioned pencil-to-paper stuff. Got a couple of people in mind that might want to join us. If you think that sounds like something you'd want to pay attention to or watch, let us know in the comment section or let me know at Horse Racing Today, at HRT on Twitter, or HRT Rich on Twitter, or let us know on our social sites for Horse Racing Today as well. Where are you going on NFL, pal? I'm not sure. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right, so 5.5 furlongs, Terry, on the turf course. The profile of a winner, 1 out of 15 went wire to wire, surprisingly, for those short races, although you do want to be probably middle forward. The rail committee of 1, that one has a big-time penalty. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, that is the absolute best place to be. Those are the best numbers to wear. 8 and out, get a big hit, too, so perhaps stay away from the rail, stay away from the outside. Be on the middle with some speed, Terry. You got a good chance, and it sure looks like one of them fits, or at least a couple of them fit that bill.
Yeah, well, I like the 4 Demolition Duke. He finished in the money.
We're talking about the speed and stuff now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got off track here. It's not been a good morning for me either. So anyway, the 8 and the 3 show the most speed. And then, so it could be another head-to-head one that goes to the quarter pole. The 1 has an overlay of about 6 to 5 to 5 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from about 9 to 2 to 15 to 1. That's nice.
Yeah, apparently it's generating some backside buzz.
Yeah. 1, 4, 5, and 8 have par plus numbers, and all but the 1 show good C zones, although that 12 is pretty darn low.
And just in case you're wondering what par plus is, we do 10,000 simulations. We use the speed figure here. According to Brisnet, the average winning speed figure for these conditions right in here and the distance and all that kind of good stuff is the 89. So in our 10,000 simulations, nearly 50% of the time, committee of 1 hit a speed figure of 81 or better. And then our comfort zone, we project out the early pace, and then we compare it to the horse's best races and see, based upon our projections, how likely the horse is to be in its comfort zone. So B-Sud, a 91% chance that this pace should mirror its best performances in there, Terry. Trip handicapping for the last race of the day at Ellis Park. Look at this, almost perfectly balanced race. You have a handful that want to be on front, and then a handful that want to be in the middle back. The 11 and 12, both versatile horses. Keep an eye on those two. If they go too fast, the 12 can be patient. If they go too slow, could take the lead. Similar story for the 11. If you want to be up front, you probably need to be the speed of the speed. That looks like Glacial Power, Texas Town. Those two will be blazing early on, a little bit quicker than the rest of them. So in a book I'm reading from James Quinn called, I think, The Ultimate Guide to Thorough Cap Handicapping, says that when you grade out your horses, the one you think is going to be at the lead, the one you think will be co-pilot at the lead, you can count on those two. Can almost always throw away the third and down. So maybe these 3 right here that want to get forward might not, or these 2 anyway. The 1 horse could be a left arrow horse, closer with enough early speed to be in contention early on. At the end, Demolition Duke and Committee of 1, they will be coming the quickest, along with Arabian Prince. They're about a length faster than everybody else. Our top total pace horses, we got 4 of them in here, Terry. 1, 3, 4, 5. They're a little bit better than everybody else. And as I mentioned before, nearly 3 out of 4 winners comes from this top 4 grouping on our total pace. Who is your winner to close the day at Ellis Park today?
I like that 4-horse Demolition Duke. He finished in the money in 4 out of 4 starts on the turf, running second versus Tougher in his last race. Drops in class today, has a trainer wins 30% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route to a sprint. He has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 1, Committee of 1. Finished third versus Tougher in his last race. Drops in class today. He has the best turf speed among today's starters. The 11 Finster is my third choice. One is debut race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lasix and a blinkers are added. And then I like the 8 Texas Town by long shot. With an early foot, the shorter distance should help. Drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 20% of the races when shipping a horse in to run, and he has a good workout on July 27th. There you go.
There you go. That's everything for you. I'm going to go with the 4-1 combination at the beginning, too. Demolition Duke did run the top last race. Speed figure drops in class. I see that combination find itself in the winner's circle fairly regularly. My only question is the distance, because this is a closer in a short race. Committee of 1 drops from $125,000 non-graded stakes races. Does have plenty of back class, but the rail kind of stinks. So that's a little bit discouraging for the top par plus horse. Number 5, Backside Buzz. First time on grass. But if you look at the off-track record, and this can be an indication sometimes of a horse that can perform well on the off-track. You see 5 out of 7 off-track. Pretty strong numbers there. Many times that does show up in turf or grass form. And then finally, the 3-horse Glacial Power is the final choice. So far in every single race of its career, has increased its speed figure. The last race was its best race by far, and it was the second time that the horse ran on grass. So maybe the third time on grass can be another huge step forward for Glacial Power. No more bets for me, as I'm all out of money. Here are our picks for the entire day. In race number 1, I forget who won race number 1, Terry. Do you remember? I think it was the 6-horse one. Let's see.
It was let me see here. I'll tell you. It was the number 4 horse.
Oh, yes. The 4-horse won the first race. Then the 7-horse is your second race winner. And then here are our picks for the rest of this day, this Money Monday at Ellis Park. Again, tomorrow we will do Horseshoe Indianapolis. Wednesday will be Saratoga. We'll be off Thursday and Friday, sadly. I know you'll all miss us, but to make sure you don't miss what we come back on Monday to do, Terry, what should folks do?
They should subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so they're notified about when our shows are going to start. Go ahead and go down and copy the link and share it with all their friends, relatives, and neighbors so anybody else can come and see just what we have to offer here when I know they'll like it. And then go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, X, Threads, and Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up or a like. It helps us out quite a bit. And also with the comments and your picks that you do, that also helps us out so that we can get more tools to work with on YouTube.
Again, after the show's over, just a minute, Terry will post all of our comments. We'll have a recap of the show along with the replay of the show. That's horseracingtoday.net. See a link down there. Hit that HRT gear there. It's a big favor to us. Look at that beautiful orange See You in the Winner's Circle shirt. You can customize it if you don't like orange and you like light green. Go do that. I don't think that looks as good as the orange, however. And then for today, 20% off everything. So you get 20% off to help the show grow. We'd greatly appreciate that. And some free picks today if you like to play Louisiana Downs. Link in the description to guaranteed tip sheet. Kindly use that and play our picks at Louisiana Downs for free. That wraps it up for a delayed start to Money Monday. Nonetheless, some winners early on. Terry, any final thoughts from you before we part ways?
Yeah, I'm hoping everybody that's on that East Coast where the storm's coming through, I think they call it Diane, don't they? Or Debbie, something like that. I hope they're all safe and stay safe. And other than that, just have a good rest of the week, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Indeed. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, treat each other kindly like you want to be treated. You know, the golden rule. We certainly hope that all your endeavors, your life's goals, are blessed with God's grace and God's favor, and every single thing that you do on this Monday and every day ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow. Make it a fantastic Money Monday.